I don't know, it just seems like it's an orange thing here lately, but we got another orange car. We're going to be doing a whole list of stuff to this. So let's kind of just check this thing out, look it over, and see what we're starting with. Just pulled it in. I'm gonna put it up on the lift. I'm just kind of reviewing everything that's here. So looks like it has a fairly new installed MPX catch can here. It has an AM cold air. It doesn't have any cold pipes or hard pipes or anything yet. Stock motor mounts. The car's actually pretty clean. No real rust here in the hood. Carbon fiber eyelids I really like. You know, the car is actually overall in pretty good shape. There's just scuff here in the door. It is a sunroof car, but it has a Hurst shifter. It looks like the dash top was replaced with a new one at one time. It's got 158 on it, so I mean the miles are not terrible, pretty average. I mean, but the car overall is in great shape. So here is the mess of everything that we have going on here right now. So we have passenger side and driver lower control arms that we're going to be installing. This is the strut kit from Modern Performance. So it's the front and rear struts, Mopar lowering springs, all new top hats, new bearings. We have a timing kit to install. All right, that comes with everything. We also got a heat shield. We've got Hotchkiss sway bars. We are installing the entire AGP mounts kit here. We have a new crank sensor we're going to install and a cam magnet because it's got something going on there. I think it's actually something with the wiring. While we're in there, we're going to do a new valve cover gasket and change the oil. We have a couple other things that we need to look at when we get in here. There's an issue with the turbo, so we might pull that off. Might just install a blue plate for now. But basically, I'm gonna get in here. I'm gonna go over everything, check everything out. There was a couple things that I wrote down, so we're just gonna basically get this thing straightened out. You know, I'm gonna do what I normally do. We're gonna wash off. You put the valve cover in the parts washer, the intake. We'll get all this oil and stuff cleaned off of there. Re-lube everything, get everything reassembled. We'll clean all the timing cover gaskets, the timing covers, and get the gaskets in and get everything cleaned up. We'll install all of our motor mounts all at one shot. And basically what I'll do is I'll do that, and then when I have everything apart, I'll be installing the struts, which will be assembled along with the front sway bar and the new end links and everything all at one time. And we have one more part here to top this off. We have a set of Mopar strut bars for the front and the rear, brand new in the bags, that we're going to be installing also. So I'm going to get this thing up on the lift, and we're going to take a view of the bottom of this, see what's going on down there, seeing what we're going to have to do as far as what we're going to get into when we remove the struts. I did kind of peek underneath of it. It does look pretty good. So I'll show you when we get it up. Let's see what this thing looks like. Okay, here we go. Looks like the control arms were replaced at one time. Hopefully we can get the sway bar bolts out there with no issues. Looks like we got some oil in here. I'll see where that stuff's leaking from. At least I can make a note of that in case of anything that we need to take apart. I'll be pulling this off. Look at how dirty that is. That's going to be a fun one to clean up. That pipe is coated, buddy. Look at that. The intake's pretty good. Look at that. The intake actually has the little dog bone mount. Hasn't been taken off of there. Looks like the front caliper on this side was replaced at one time. It's probably could use some rotors. OEM bolts there. Let's see. What do we got leaking here? Let's see if we can guess at this. Everything looks good up to the top. Normal oil over here on this side. Most of the time that's the valve cover sometimes runs down, or you end up with the oil pressure switch leaking. But we got stuff over here on this side from the valve cover too. Looks like it had maybe it was just in the exhaust and AFR gauge. It might not have had one in the car. This has been a little bit here. Let's get that straightened out. I'll have to loosen that and straighten it out. Okay, so we got a leak here. We got a gasket that we're going to be replacing on this. Very nice though. I mean, let's see, nothing too bad. Like, I looked at the rocker on that side on the outside and it looked pretty good. That bushing is starting to show some fatigue. That one's actually pretty new. Looks like the passenger arm was replaced at one time. That all looks good. You know, there you go. You got to say it right there. Good old MPX exhaust. The floor's not bent up anywhere. Looks like someone used some sealer on there. Very nice. Compared to the last couple I've had to look at have been pretty rusty. So it looks like we got the stock struts back here, stock end links. Everything looks like it's going to come apart pretty easy as far as that's concerned. Let's check the other side out. Yep. Everything looks good over here. Everything should come apart pretty easy. Nice rockers. No rust. Well, I would say it's probably the stock fuel pump in here. So there we go there. So overall, the bottom of the car actually looks really good. Everything should come apart pretty nice. Other than I think this thing should probably have some brakes. The tires look pretty good. I didn't do any kind of a shakedown to check tie rod ends yet. I mean, it's got a, it's normal stuff. It looks like it had some paint work on this side at one time. Nothing terrible though, you can kind of tell. It does have a check engine light on, so let's do our 3-key jingle. All right, we got a P344, which is a cam code. So, like I said, he tried to put a cam sensor on it and still had it, so he bought a magnet to try. I believe it's probably something with the wiring, but we'll diagnose that. We'll look at it when we have everything apart and check it out. But let's do a quick fire up. Check it out. Strange noise over here on this side. I actually think that the timing belt has something slapping the cover. Alright, so that's kind of pretty much why we're doing the timing belt, and that could be why we have our cam code. He said he pulled the cover off and the belt did seem pretty loose. It starts up, runs good, no smoke. So I mean, this car right here is definitely one of those cars. This one's worth fixing, man. This one's worth putting money into. It is a nice car to build off of. Overall condition, like I said, I mean, it's, you know, other than this little bit here, and you know, the stuff that I'm picking at is just stuff you would see on a car. I mean, these things are old, you know. 05, we're 20 years. So other than some of this wiring and stuff that's in here, not too much of a fan of that myself. I'm kind of picky, and I would make sure that this stuff's run a different way, but maybe I'll fix it up a little bit when I'm doing this. So that's everything we have planned for this car, and I'm gonna bring you guys along with the journey of this one. Man, this car is gonna be nice, especially with everything that's going on it. But like I said, once that stuff's done, there's gonna be more things to build on. Who knows, maybe when we're halfway through this, we'll get more stuff. Maybe we'll do something different with a turbo. Maybe we'll do a clutch. Maybe we'll do something else. Who knows? So we're gonna get in here, we're gonna check that stuff out, we're gonna do the suspension, and so there you go. There's the entire walk around of the car, what we've seen, what it looks like, what we're gonna be doing, and some of the problems that are wrong with it. And you guys are gonna come along with the journey. I'm gonna break things down in a couple different videos, assembling the struts, the new springs, new top hats and everything, and we'll be working on getting them installed along with the aftermarket sway bars and doing the suspension stuff all at one time. And then I'll bring you along when we do the timing belt, and if we find anything else that's fun on this car. So with that, let's get this one started.